Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, opening your eyes, and realizing that the entire day ahead is not an accident. It's a blank canvas waiting for your deliberate brushstrokes. Your emotions, your thoughts, your decisions. Each one is like a color, shaping the picture you will hang on the wall of your life by nightfall. The question is, will that picture be something you are proud of, or something you wish you could paint over? Life does not wait for you to be ready. It tests you every single day through your boss's criticism, a stranger's rudeness, an unexpected bill, or the news that derails your morning coffee. The Stoics, those ancient masters of mental clarity, knew something we've forgotten. The outer world is unpredictable, but the inner world is fully yours to govern. Today, we'll dive into 10 deceptively simple daily habits, inspired by Stoic wisdom, yet sharpened by modern experience. These are not abstract ideas to nod along with. They are practical tools you can put into motion today to build a life of resilience, clarity, and unshakable purpose. In this first half, we'll explore the first 5 habits, and if you commit to practicing them, even imperfectly, you'll begin to notice a profound shift in the way you think, act, and feel. Habit 1. Cultivate your inner climate. The weather outside your window may be cloudy, rainy, or scorching hot, but your inner climate, that's under your control. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That single sentence could save you from 1,000 unnecessary arguments, regrets, and emotional spirals. What this means in practice: when something happens, someone cuts you off in traffic, your proposal at work gets ignored, your brain offers you an immediate reaction: anger, frustration, hurt. But Stoicism teaches us to insert a pause. In that pause lies freedom, the choice to interpret the event differently. Example from my life. A few years ago, I had a major project rejected by a client after weeks of work. My first instinct was to blame them for not understanding the value. Instead, I stopped and asked, "What can I learn from this?" That reframing didn't erase the disappointment, but it transformed it into an opportunity to sharpen my communication skills and manage expectations earlier in the process. Daily practice tips. Morning gratitude ritual. List 3 things you're grateful for before your phone even leaves airplane mode. They can be small: a good night's sleep, the sound of rain, a reliable laptop. This builds a bias towards seeing the good before the bad. Reframing game. Each time you feel irritation rising, practice finding one possible positive outcome from the situation. Kindness by default. Assume people are fighting battles you cannot see. That driver who cut you off, maybe they're late for a hospital visit. This doesn't excuse bad behavior, but it shields you from carrying their negativity. Habit 2. Communicate with clarity and empathy. Most people think of communication as talking. The Stoics, and every great leader in history, knew that communication begins with listening. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, kept private notes reminding himself to be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. That applies perfectly to conversation. Listening like a Stoic means not planning your reply while the other person is speaking, staying curious instead of rushing to judgment, seeing the intention behind their words, not just the words themselves. A modern application. In the workplace, misunderstandings are costly, not just financially, but emotionally. When a colleague seems curt in an email, the easy assumption is hostility. But a Stoic communicator asks, could they just be busy or stressed? That small shift can prevent unnecessary tension. Daily practice tips. The 2-second rule. Before responding, silently count to 2. This prevents impulsive reactions and gives space for your brain's wise response. Mirror and clarify. Restate what the person said in your own words. "So what I hear is that you're concerned about the deadline, is that right?" This shows you're engaged and reduces misinterpretation. Choose uplifting language. Stoics avoided useless negativity. Before speaking, ask, will my words heal, help, or harm? Personal reflection. When I began practicing empathy in conversations, not just agreeing, but truly stepping into someone else's worldview, I noticed 2 things. My patience expanded, and so did my influence. People opened up more, trusted me more, and conflicts dissolved faster. Habit 3. Build self-discipline, like a muscle. If there's one habit that underpins all the rest, it's self-discipline. Without it, your goals are just wishes. The Stoics didn't glorify hardship for its own sake. They valued doing the right thing even when it was hard. In our age of endless distraction, this is more relevant than ever. The Stoic approach to discipline: act according to reason, not fleeting impulse. Commit to routines that align with your values. Resist the pull of instant gratification for the sake of long-term fulfillment. Example: on mornings when I didn't feel like exercising, I'd bargain with myself. Just 5 minutes. Almost every time, that 5 minutes turned into the full workout. The lesson? Starting is often the hardest part, and discipline grows with each repetition. Daily practice tips: define non-negotiables. Decide which habits you'll do daily no matter what, e.g., 20 minutes of reading, writing your priorities. Track your commitments. Use a simple habit tracker or calendar to visualize progress. The Stoics valued self-audit. Plan for temptation. Know your weak points. If you tend to waste time on social media at night, leave your phone in another room after 9 p.m. Stoic insight. Seneca wrote that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Discipline works the same way. The anticipation of effort is often worse than the act itself. Habit 4. Shift your mindset from obstacle to opportunity. This might be the most powerful mental tool in Stoicism. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. We all face obstacles. The Stoic difference is in using them as fuel, not excuses. Mindset shift in action. When a business deal falls apart, most people see loss. A Stoic asks, what skill can I sharpen from this failure? When a relationship ends, most feel only pain. A Stoic asks, what does this teach me about myself and my needs? My turning point. I once missed out on a career opportunity I'd prepared months for. At first, I blamed luck and politics. Then, applying Stoic reframing, I realized I had been avoiding certain technical skills because they were uncomfortable. That setback became my motivation to master them, which later opened doors I hadn't even considered. Daily practice tips. Obstacle journal. Each evening, note one challenge you faced and what opportunity it contained. Language shift. Replace "why is this happening to me" with "how is this happening for me?" Micro-adventures. Deliberately take on small discomforts, cold showers, public speaking practice to train adaptability. Habit 5. Master the use of your time. Time is the one currency you can't earn back. The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca even wrote an essay titled "On the Shortness of Life," reminding us that it's not that we have too little time, but that we waste much of it. Modern traps. Multitasking that produces half results. Saying yes to commitments that dilute our focus. Filling empty moments with mindless scrolling instead of purposeful rest. Stoic time management principles. Clarity of purpose. Begin. Habit 6. Grow your knowledge relentlessly. The Stoics considered wisdom not just a virtue, but the chief virtue, because wisdom shapes every other choice. Marcus Aurelius, despite ruling an empire, read constantly. Epictetus, born a slave, became a respected teacher by cultivating a rich inner library of ideas. Why this matters today? We live in an era where information is everywhere, yet applied knowledge is rare. Scrolling social media gives us an illusion of learning, but real wisdom comes from actively seeking understanding and applying it to our lives. Practical modern approach. Daily reading habit, 20 to 30 minutes each day on books or articles that challenge you. Rotate topics. Philosophy, history, science, psychology. Application journal. After reading, note one specific way you could apply that insight in the next 48 hours. Seek disagreement. Have conversations with people who hold different views. The goal isn't to win, but to expand your perspective. Example from my life. I once thought I understood patience until I read about Admiral James Stockdale, a U.S. pilot who survived 7 years as a prisoner of war by using Stoic mental strategies. His story reframed patience as not just waiting, but enduring hardship without surrendering your principles. That insight changed how I handled delays and obstacles in my own work. Why Stoics would love this? Knowledge is a tool, but only if you use it. For the Stoics, the measure of learning was transformation, not trivia. Habit 7. Practice financial wisdom as a moral duty. It may surprise some people, but the Stoics were practical about money. They didn't glorify poverty, nor did they worship wealth. They saw resources, whether time, skills, or money, as tools to be managed with discipline and generosity. The Stoic view on money: wealth is preferred indifferent. It can be used for good or ill, but it's not the measure of your worth. Control your spending so that you are never enslaved by debt or desire. Use surplus to contribute to the common good. Modern practice. Create a purpose-driven budget. Instead of asking, how can I cut costs? Ask, does this spending align with my values and goals? Build a safety net. Aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved. Financial security is freedom from panic. Invest in future impact. That could mean education, tools for your craft, or ethical investments. Give wisely. Support causes and people in ways that create long-term benefit, not dependency. Personal reflection. When I began aligning my spending with my values, cutting out status purchases and redirecting funds toward learning and community projects, I noticed not just better finances, but deeper satisfaction. My money was no longer leaking into things I didn't care about. Why this is Stoic. The Stoics would say, own your resources, don't let your resources own you. Habit 8. Commit to lifelong personal growth. The Stoics knew that virtue wasn't a fixed state, it was a moving target. You don't arrive at wisdom or courage, you practice them daily. The personal growth mindset. See yourself as a work in progress. Celebrate small improvements without demanding perfection. Use feedback and failure as fuel. Modern application. Set character goals, not just career goals. For example, become more patient in high-pressure meetings, or listen without interrupting. Seek mentorship. Learn from those who embody the virtues you aspire to. Reflect and adjust. Weekly or monthly, review your actions and refine your approach. Example, a few years ago I realized I avoided asking for help because I equated it with weakness. After reading Seneca's letters about the mutual benefits of friendship, I made a conscious effort to ask for input on my projects. The result? Better outcomes, stronger relationships, and less stress. Why this is Stoic. The Stoics didn't aim for flawless virtue, they aimed for progress toward virtue. Even Marcus Aurelius wrote reminders to himself about habits he still needed to improve. Habit 9. Live with purpose, not just goals. A purpose is deeper than a to-do list. It's the compass that guides which goals you even choose. The Stoic approach to purpose: identify your unique talents and use them in service to others. Accept that your role in life may evolve. Align daily actions with your larger why. Modern practice. Purpose audit. Ask, if I keep living this way for 10 years, will I be proud of the person I've become? Micro-purpose actions. Infuse small daily tasks with meaning. Even answering emails can be done with care if you see it as contributing to a bigger mission. Course correction. Life changes. So should your goals. Regularly check if your actions still align with your purpose. Example from my life. I once took a job that looked perfect on paper, high pay, good title, but left me drained. It took 2 years to admit that the role didn't align with my deeper purpose of creating meaningful educational content. Leaving that job was scary, but it made room for work that fit my compass. Why this is Stoic. Your purpose is your internal fortress. Even when external circumstances change, it keeps you anchored. Habit 10. Deepen your practice of gratitude. Gratitude is more than saying thank you. For the Stoics, it was a way to train the mind to notice abundance rather than lack. Why this matters: gratitude rewires your focus. Without it, even luxury can feel empty. With it, even modest circumstances can feel rich. Practical ways to cultivate it. Evening gratitude. Write down 3 moments from the day that brought you joy or relief. Express it out loud. Tell people when you appreciate something they did. Gratitude in adversity. Train yourself to find at least one thing to be thankful for, even in setbacks. Example, during a particularly stressful week, I began noting small things I appreciated, like the barista who remembered my order or the quiet 10 minutes before a meeting. Surprisingly, those micro moments began to outweigh the frustrations. Why this is Stoic. Marcus Aurelius often thanked the people and events in his life, even those that were difficult, because they shaped his character. When woven together, these 10 habits form a powerful daily blueprint. Cultivate your inner climate. Guard your mind against destructive reactions. Communicate with clarity and empathy. Build trust and understanding. Build self-discipline. Do the right thing even when it's hard. Shift mindset from obstacle to opportunity. Turn resistance into growth. Master your time. Invest your hours where they matter. Grow your knowledge. Learn and apply wisdom daily. Practice financial wisdom. Align resources with values. Commit to personal growth. Progress, not perfection. Live with purpose. Let your why guide your what. Deepen gratitude. See abundance everywhere. If you take nothing else from this, take this. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotion or retreating from the world. It's about stepping into life with both eyes open, fully aware that you can't control every wave, but you can learn to steer your ship. Here's a challenge for the next 30 days. Choose two habits from this list to focus on. Keep a short daily log of how you applied them. At the end of the month, review your notes. You'll likely see not just behavioral changes, but a deeper calm and clarity. The ancient Stoics lived in a world without smartphones, stock markets, or social media storms, and yet their insights may be more relevant now than ever. Because no matter the century, human beings face the same core challenge. How do we live well despite what we cannot control? The answer, as they taught and as we can practice, is simple but not easy. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. So start today, because your next decision is the first brushstroke on tomorrow's canvas.